Thank you very much, Jennifer. And if you are a lover of food, Malaysia never disappoints. If you're tuning in to Hapa.Asia, you should know that much by now. Did you know that a few of our local restaurants actually made it to the top 100 restaurants in the entire world? How impressive is that? Now, Jen is about to speak to a few guests about the future of culinary, bringing new ideas and innovations to the table. And joining her today, Dato Ringo Kao, CEO, Atmosphere 360 Restaurants, Chef Hong, founder of Nasi Alamak, and Chef Chen Chi Hong, Business Development Director of Cilantro Academy. Dato Ringo Kao is an EXCO member of Kusu Shinchung Hong Restaurant Association. He is also the founder and CEO of Atmosphere 360 Restaurant, a world-class chef with more than 40 years of experience in the business. Most impressively, Kusu Shinchung Hong Restaurant Association is established in 1893. That's more than 100 years ago, as a commercial welfare body by those who came down from China and got involved in the restaurant business. I'm sure he's got plenty to tell us. Chef Hong is the founder of Nasi Alamak and is also the author of Restaurant Wars, a book on how to successfully run a restaurant business. He also has over 30 years of experience in the culinary field. Last but not least, Chef Chen Chi Hong is the founder of Cilantro Academy, World Association of Chefs approved pastry judge. He is also the president of the Chefs Association of Malaysia and the committee chairman of Culinary Malaysia. Now, you heard about all three of our guests. Aren't you going to be super intrigued? Well, I can assure you, Jen has plenty to talk to them about, especially when it comes to the possible futures of culinary arts in Malaysia. Take it away, Jen.
Thank you, Kevin. Welcome back to our studio. Our topic for the culinary segment is the future of culinary, bringing new ideas and innovations to the table. And joining us for this discussion is Datuk Ringo, Chef Hong, and Chef Chen. As business continue to combat the new daily challenges during this pandemic, there is no doubt that the F&B industry is changing forever. Let's get a quick overview from our speakers on how the pandemic has impacted the culinary sector in Malaysia and how can we promote our food overseas more successfully. Let us start with Datuk Ringo.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Datuk.
You know, we have been a year now.
Yes.
In pandemics. The pandemic gave us the names that seem to be very impact. I believe the impact also been impact our industry, especially on our food service industry. And I think we have been, a lot of people may still in the breathing, a lot of people still in suffering. I believe it's not easy. So it's a very great, and we have a chance to sit down here and sharing and talking about it. So that, Jennifer, I think we hopefully that we'll be helping, giving a good idea, like you say, innovations, and the idea how to our nationwide and also globally. That is not easy, you know. So let us go through with all the other speakers, and maybe this is a good time for us to share.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks, Datuk Ringo. Chef Hong, what about you? What do you think of how the pandemic has impacted the culinary sector?
Yes, thanks for Jennifer. Thanks for that I have a chances to sit down here to have a talk about this pandemic, how to impact our F&B line. So I know that in the past 1 year, there's a big challenges for our F&B line because of the MCO and CMCO, and then our sales is up and down, and then so we have to learn in the other ways that instead of our traditional strategy, now we have to have new thinking and using our new strategy to done our F&B business.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So it's all about coming up with new ideas new strategies, new concepts moving forward.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. This is not easier, but we have to learn and we have to try, and also we have to do.
Wow, nice, nice. Chef Chen, I mean, you've been in the industry now for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's your thoughts?
In this pandemic, definitely they create a lot of very sad story that people lost their job and restaurant closed down. And also during the whole period of the pandemic, there is a lot of uncertainties of these standard and SOP and come out from the restaurant and open and close and so on. But I mean, in the other positive side, we see that it's create a lot of business opportunity and new business opportunity and a lot of new ideas. And also that he bring a lot of business partner and also the chef. They come out from the comfort zone and then start to fight for surviving. I would say this is the positive side in the pandemic. Instead of we keep talking about on the whatever the downside, because downside definitely is happened.
Yes.
But in the positive side, that is what we're looking for, and we're seeing there is a lot of good opportunity, and then there is helping a lot of people that they never think of it. And right now during the pandemic, they find a way to survive and then proceed and create a new era for the industry. That is a good thing that we see.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly. You know, Chef Chen has just mentioned it right as well. And that is actually the purpose of our summit, is to gather and align all the industry leaders so that we can talk about new strategies, new concept, positive, moving forward, positive steps of how we can actually bring the whole F&B sector, culinary sector, of course, tourism as a whole. Yeah. So let us dive into our discussion on today on what are the new ideas and innovations that we need to bring to the table in order to stay competitive regionally and globally, right? So let us go with our first question. Now, with restaurants focusing on diversification of revenue streams and the reduction of dine-in customers, what is the outlook for the future culinary in terms of the culinary sector? With all these changes, Dr. Ringo?
Yeah, I think first of all, there's a lot of things have to be had to be more practical and more. Olden days, a lot of times that we're talking about sharing, economy sharings. I think this is time that olden day a lot of people still talk, but they vainly, you know. I believe today they have no choice. They have no more We used to be called, I promise you, but I don't deliver it. But today you can't, because it is the situations and the whole impact from not only your surrounding, the whole global was affected. So in terms of sharing, ideas, and I think this is the time for willingly to do it.
Right.
Why? Because olden day, I know a lot of things I never share with you. Today, you have no choice. You see, you have to downsizing your size, your operations methods to looking for what? To looking for sustainables. To looking for survive. You know, no longer olden day. I have a secret recipe.
Right.
Today, no. You have to give it to the others, third party to supply you. To cut down the cost, to sustain.
Right.
That is the world today. They got it, economy sharing. Is this everyone practice it? I don't know.
Right.
But this pandemic forced you to do it.
Right.
Am I right?
Very interesting that Dr. Ringo has mentioned that. And I'd like to actually then talk a little bit about what Dr. Ringo said and ask Chef Hong and of course Chef Chen on this particular thing. Now, Dr. Ringo mentioned that today is all about sustainability. It's all about, you know, getting into convenience. Now, doesn't that then take away the culinary skills that chefs actually have, right? No longer can do anything from scratch. Everything has to be convenience. Buy this and, you know, order this, and so that you cut down, say, 3 to 4 different steps. Then what's going to happen then to the chef's skills?
I would say there will be another way of the demand, but doesn't mean he will cut down all these traditional skill and all the originary practice and so on. But they just have to refine the way to do it. That is how we survive. But whatever in the basic for come, like always we talk to the chef or we share there is a 40. 40 meaning there is a timing and a temperature. They have to work together, and also the taste and texture. This 40 will never go away. So we base on this to create our dish. Definitely things will not go wrong, and it will not be taken away or replaced. That
I
is the
think
thing.
I can add in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Today world, because of technology, you can't forget about technology anymore.
Yes.
Olden day we have a skill like mother's recipe,
Yeah.
nenek moyang recipe. Today, you have to put in the system, put in the factory, put in technology to preserve it.
To create
and
a SOP.
To
Nowadays we're
create
talking about
SOP,
SOP, yeah.
plus doing for mass production to reduce the cost, to make it more economy.
Yes.
That's why everyone can
Agree that.
sustain. That is the way. That's called the way called economy sharing.
Right.
A lot of people, how is it sharing? How do I share my recipe to you? Like just now you share the skill.
Yeah.
That is a skill, but the skill doesn't take away,
Right.
but to be conveyed to be automations.
Right.
This is called government. Why government granted automation, not granting the skill? That issue. That's the
Yes.
issue.
Right.
So I hope government also granting the skill.
Okay, good. Well, Chef Hong, you have started a company called Nasi
Alamak.
Alamak. Okay, Nasi Alamak chain store, right?
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that business and how it actually fits into this new innovation, new strategy and technology, like what Dr. Ringo said.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I just also say something about just now the topic about the skill. Okay. As we know that in market, actually frozen food or ready to eat, there's already in market so many times, so many years already.
Right.
Okay, but we don't forget that chef skill, our cooking skill still very important because how we going to deliver the food with the very good quality as you eat in the restaurant, but you can also enjoy the food in your house. Again, this is that we need the skill from chef.
Yeah.
Right.
How to cook it and how to do it well for this. It's not just cooking and then frozen and then we bring it there. It at home that we just think it up and then we eat. So you can't get quality food. Okay, this is I think talking about the skill.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then if you're talking about just now you mentioned about my my new company lah, my new brand. Okay, we are just started at 2018 lah.
Right.
Okay, so when we have started this is because we foresee that in Malaysia we need a very strong and globalized nasi lemak brand for international. This is what is our vision, our mission to doing this nasi lemak. Okay, and then of course we are also facing when the COVID is coming. Okay, so what we're going to do is during the year because all the market is up and down, and then we are facing close and open, and a lot of SOP. So what we're going to do is we have to doing well for our basic. That's why in 2020 last year, okay, we complete our center kitchen in Puchong. Okay, so we're doing all the SOP. We're doing a lot of it R&D. Okay, we spend a lot of investment to doing the R&D and all the basic thing to prepare ourselves. And then this year, 2021, so market is starting coming back. Okay, so we are foresee that the it's coming well, coming soon. So this is the time we're going to expand.
So you've actually combined the skills and technology and as what Dr. Ringo said, automation into it, and by of course maintaining the quality of nasi lemak,
yes.
Right.
I think quality is still very important because I know that as all of us also agree after this pandemic. Okay, I think quality is our need. Okay, because during the whole year, especially MCO, we cannot going up. That time the only choice is we calling for delivery.
Right.
Okay, but that time all the industry, especially in our line, all the restaurant, the preparation is not enough. Because suddenly we got this case and then okay, we are all not prepared. Okay, so maybe we can't enjoy the food very well. Okay, so after this 1 year, I think all of the industry, we are standby already.
Right. Right.
So this is the time also for customer, they need their I think for the quality.
To be maintained.
Yeah, to be maintained is very important.
Absolutely. What about you, no, Chef Chef Chen? You've got your Cilantro Academy, right?
Yes.
So how do you now move forward in terms of training? What sort of training do you apply that can actually combine both the skills and technology or automation, for example?
At the moment, we have a lot of planning, and then we have to do a lot of implementation and also the preparation. So right now, of course, for the pandemic, there's the students stop coming back to the school, and then a lot of parents that worry to send their kid back to the school. So we has created the hybrid learning, and then of course there's using we do a lot of theory online, but that is not enough. So we start to invent to have the practical online, and then now we already start doing it, and we're almost in the ends of the projects. So we will refine, and then we will put it online. Then we will have two different way of the program. That is, one is the physical one for the student to choose for doing taking the intake. You come as normal in the traditional way that you take the full course, and then you come practical and theory daily. And we also have another package for them to choose is to go online. So of course, definitely those go online who do the practical that at home. So we will have videos and so on for them to look at it and they follow. And only when come to the exam, they have to be physically come back to the school to go one more time for us. So we still make it happen. And also that we did have work with the like City and Guild, and also we have our what do you call it, collaboration, our company in affiliation in Australia is called AQF, the Australia Qualification Frameworks, and we work with our school in Australia in Brisbane. So to come out the certification that for open book learning, and for also the most important thing is learn online.
Yeah.
And then like what Chef Ho mentioned just now, we never know when you're going to be a lockdown. So we have to prepare what we want to do with the lockdown. That is how this pandemic create this innovation for everyone in the market, those in the other way to survive.
Right.
So that is how we do right now.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, and Dr. Ringo, you've got the Atmosphere 360 restaurant,
Yes.
right? Beautiful restaurant that sits at 282 meters above ground.
Yes.
So that, I mean, with the lockdowns, right? With the inconsistent lockdowns,
Yes.
how do you then, cope with the changes, and how are you bringing the culinary world in Atmosphere 360 into a hybrid model, or what do you have plans?
Okay, it's quite it's a very difficult situations during the beginnings. But I think when we have been trying everything, when we looking for a better solution, we have been practice. And this is a SOP was used to do 250 seat. Now only allow you to do 125 seat, only 50%. Of course, this is one that give you a lot of thinking, calculations, and cost factors or other things. So that will give you a lot of this whole year. I think we seem to be a lot of gray hair now because it used to.
Still look nice.
Yeah, but they have to think about how to sustain. Of course, of costing, and also cannot forget the quality of food is important.
Yes.
Today people you have to take away, you have to make them, I must come and try the food. That is important in our Atmosphere 360, that we would like to make sure that you're coming in to ensure that you are taking the real quality food, number one. And secondly, that you must cook it very nice. Of course, you cannot run away the skill plus the automation, because you have to avoid on pandemic, or you have to avoid the cluster again. The only way that you have to reduce on manpower, reduce on crowd, then make customer feel comfortable. It's not longer, I want to make quality, quantity. Now, no, it have to change. The pandemic works, a lot of meaning inside. they have to give you slow and steady. Slow and
Very
steady.
nice, very nice.
You see, you have to be able to continue. Continuous is the important part.
Sustain.
Sustain.
Sustainability.
Yes,
right?
sustain and
That's the word,
continue.
Yeah.
And continue with that.
With quality, Dato', right?
Yes.
With quality. Yeah.
You know, today you every day online buying. That's why also another way we also encourage the industry to do competitions on packing
Yes.
food.
Yeah.
No longer on the physicals to do
Yeah.
chef competition anymore. Bring all the packing food to do competition.
to see which one has the best quality, right?
Yeah, this morning I was on the way, the radio was talking about instant noodle competition.
Ooh.
You know, a few country Asians, they used to very famous on Assam noodles.
Yes.
I think, don't forget our neighbor country also getting number 2, number 3.
Well, Dr. Ringo has just given us an idea, right?
Yeah.
For the culinary sector,
Yes.
is to come back to basics.
Yes.
Yeah, do competition on food that is a comfort food, for example, nasi lemak. Yeah,
Real food, real
Instant-
cooking, yeah.
Yes.
real food and
Real cooking.
real cooking. Okay,
That's the thing.
so watch out for a possible coming competition that may be organized by Hospitality Asia Channel on real food and real cooking. Okay,
Yes.
let me take you to the second question.
Okay.
So, we'd like to ask our speakers, do you foresee an expansion of pop-up restaurant and food trucks concept on the culinary landscape moving forward? What do you think? Maybe we start with Chef Hong first.
Okay. I think, as we know, after 1 year pandemic, a lot of people, they are jobless. Okay, so especially the young crowd. So then, as we know that F&B line is very easy to come in. It's not easy to maintain, but it's very easy to come in.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Agree there, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of I think a lot of people, they will choose this time because nothing to do, and then the only thing to do is F&B line. So all they come in. That is why that a lot of this pop-up and also truck is coming in the market. But I think this is a very good thing.
Situation.
Yes, good situation.
Yeah.
Because I think market, especially nowadays, our KL market, our Malaysia market, we are facing a lot of this very big brand from the other country. Okay, so our market is need that very creative, how to say, to have some creative idea, new creative idea,
Yeah.
to impact this our F&B
Right.
line. Okay, so this young crowd, they have their pop-up restaurant, they have their truck. Okay, they always have the very creative idea for that. I think this is to overall our F&B line is a very good lah.
Right.
This is one of my.
Right, that's good, interesting. And what are your thoughts, Chef Chen?
For me, you see, we running the culinary school and patisserie school. We also have another school has Oriental cuisine. It's non-halal.
Right.
So we dealing with the youngster a lot, day in day out, and everybody was thinking to run their own business. And also the other factor is because like what Chef Ringo, Dato Ringo mentioned, that there's coming in the automation and to balance the skill and cooking and so on. Then the other downside is that people get jobless. So, and also the young generation, especially those who are born in after the millennium years, and those generation, they're all thinking about business. They don't thinking about ask for a job. They don't like to get employed. So like this food truck and pop-up restaurant, definitely there will be the trend for, I think, down to the road for the next 5 years. Definitely they will be going very strong on this one.
Right.
So the demand is there, and then also like real food, real cooking, and also that and the IT and also the internet is established, and everybody is looking at the YouTube. Like you coming see there is a lot of what do you call it, the internet YouTuber and all that. They're promoting a lot of this kind of food and all that. But at the end of the day, I mean, quality and the mouthfeel and the freshness, real ingredient, it definitely cannot be replaced.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. So, Dato Ringo, with you, because you also have a restaurant, right? And how will these pop-up concepts and food trucks, how will it affect and impact physical restaurants?
I think there's not. I don't think this is a fact. There'll be a compliments. You know why? Because of people creative. Restaurateur must creative. Chef like creative. You know, the event must creative, and special is also work together with the atmosphere now. Especially on this atmosphere and special on this moment, you cannot have a big crowd. You know who want to do party? I was going to hide into the jungle in the riverside and created a pop-up restaurant there. End up there, I invited all my good friends, and the social distance was not been disturbed because it's open air and fresh air and new idea. Because now you want to go to a restaurant, you're going to rent a hall or anything, a lot of conditions to be applying. That is the best idea. I think that is compliment. I won't say that it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Me, restaurant must also creative to make people coming again.
Right.
I feel back home and I miss something.
Right.
That is the thing that we have to be continue, like I'm saying, continue creative and innovative. That is the word was behind.
So it's really about offering a very good dining experience,
Yes.
right? Not just come to your restaurant and eat,
No.
because how many times can they come back and eat the same food,
Yes.
right? If it's not creative or if there's no experience, no good dining experience, for example, right? Right. So for those of you who are thinking of investing in pop-up restaurants and food trucks, please go ahead, because I think that is what we need, right?
Yes,
A
that's
lot
the one,
more
yeah.
creativity. Okay, so I would also like to ask, so how can culinary experts, right, industry leaders in Malaysia, play a part in transforming the culinary industry, upskilling skills, in order for us to stay competitive globally and internationally, of course, regionally, to make sure that Malaysian food is promoted, and when the borders are open, right, people will know, oh, Malaysia is all about good food. So what do you think culinary experts and industry leaders can play a part? How can they play a part?
Oh, Malaysia is a very unique country. You know, Malaysia have a lot of good
chef.
of course, a good chef. And so good material and good raw material. We have a lot of good durian, you know. Durian.
Good
You're
ingredients.
just talking about one durian alone, you can export to the whole world.
Right.
All right? Durian can make a lot of things. Dessert, even tempoyak, fermented durian to cook some of the special recipe, and you're flying to the world.
Yes.
People cannot get their country, they will come to Malaysia. That is a very impact. That's of course one of it. And of course, Malaysia have very resources on herbs, like asam and all kind of pedas. This is spices. That a lot of country, even the West Master Chef, have to flown into Malaysia to looking for that.
Yeah.
I think that is the impact.
Right.
I think as a F&B player, you want to be globalized. That one thing you have to be a new unit. You be unique, like our friends Chef Hong, Alamak. I think Alamak is also a very good that you can. Everyone, especially on other sides of country, and they would like
They
to
will come
try.
and say, alamak, nasi lemak,
Yeah,
alamak.
I want to try. I think, but of course, you have to be continue, never stop changing and learning and improving. That's important.
That's important.
I think that's important.
Very good. Very
And
good tip.
I believe not only us, the pandemics, not only on Asians. I think that's
Globally.
global was affected. I think they also fed up to stay at home. They're also waiting for the flight and the ticket to open the
Yes.
border to fly anyway they like, because they thought the life is so short already.
Right.
The money is nothing already today. So that is a good thing. I
Right.
think people are waiting to spend.
Yes.
That's why now we are here to make those money they are supposed to spend on traveling. Now they spend on a restaurant. So restaurants still survive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Oh, love that. Love that concept, right? Of looking at the resources that we have, right?
Yes.
Especially the ingredient herbs and durian, and making that out of something unique.
Yes.
And then, of course, that is one way to promote our food sector in Malaysia, right? And as part of our tourism, right? And so Chef Hong, what about you? How do you think culinary experts and industry leaders can play a part?
Yeah, I think this is the time that we have to learn much about our ingredient and food. Dato' say mentioned just now, in Malaysia, we have a lot of these very good
Resourceful,
ingredient
yeah.
resources. Okay, so but for the past time, I think a lot of chef is only learn how to cook, but forget to learn how is the food. I think this is the time that we have to learn from there what is the food right, and then how we going to cook it to be more perfect, and then present in our customer. This is the way lah. So I think this is the time. This is a good time that we have to learn from there all the ingredient. Okay. So the second thing is because as we know that now if we are talking about globalized. A lot of brand, a lot of international brand, other country brand, they are preparing so many years already. So what we going to prepare for our local brand is try to be stronger. So from there, we have to learn much. We have to think much and then learn smart and do much. This is, I think, this is the time that we have to upgrade ourselves. Then after we have all these things, we have to learn another one thing is to integrate all the resources. Because all the chef, all the restaurant, all the owner, they have their own profession, own good skill or good anything. Okay, so we have to learn how to integrate the resources together and then put it together and then to make it how we say. I think this is the time that I don't know how to say in English. In Mandarin we say 打群架.
Meaning that we all work together and fight for.
Yes, we work together and fight together.
It's a healthy competition.
Yes, it's not 单打独斗. Sorry, I don't know how to.
Another word called million experience, million years experience. The mother, every mother experience putting together, hundreds plus 10 is 1,000.
That would be powerful, isn't it?
Yes,
very powerful.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Chef Chen, your side, what do you think? I mean, from the academy point of view, for example, right? What do you think that culinary experts and academies, for example, culinary academies can work together and play a part in transforming the way our culinary sector or industry is, so that we can actually compete in a global market?
Yes. You see, what bring me into from the chef, from kitchen, and then by going to this education industry, because I was the president for the Chef Association in the past, and we work very close with the industry expert and all like hoteliers and F&B and also Chinese chef, and I find that is the concept is very important, and also like what Chef Hong mentioned just now, 打群架, meaning there is a platform.
Right.
There's a platform. We put all the experts, all the committed people who want to contribute to make the industry stronger and stronger, and we can sustainable, and then we keep moving to the what we call it, the world stage.
Right.
We always mention to the student and also the chef that we're not looking at what in front of us, not doing for the sake of just doing it. We need to learn and we expert it, and then we pass down our experience. And there's many times in the interview that people asking me, Chef, what is your secret recipe? I say, I have no secret recipe. My secret recipe is to work with your heart, to work with your heart, to think with your head. That is the secret recipe. I mean, if you always work in this way, that you will be more innovation. So like what I said, that to create a platform, to have the industry expert, if anybody out there who are doing teaching or you are in the kitchen, you are trained some new generation, please don't be stingy to share your skill, because the new generation, they are not copy and paste your skill only to make a competition on you. They also have their own thinking, their concept to modify to upgrade your recipe to become the other way. So I always believe that teaching is learning. If you don't teach, you will never learn, because you never know the new generation, once they take your recipe, what are they going to do? They explode, and you can see they become very successful in their business, in their own stand and all that. So I would say the concept is correct, have to be correct, and then we create a platform, and also that we also have a very good connection with the World Association of Chef Society. So we using this platform to connect all our Malaysian chefs who are ambitional Malaysian chefs who want to go up to work in the world class level, and then to connect the whole globally. And we create a platform, we create a connection, and we use the right concept, and we're not stingy to share all our experience, because we will be replaced. You accept or not, you will be replaced one day. So once you be replaced, you have build your legacy. That is the thing we're talking about. So I mean, to become as a culinary expert and in the industry, I encourage and I urge everyone to share the best of you to the industry, to let Malaysia become more famous in the world. Not only the world champion, we become more famous in the world, like what Chef Ringo and Chef Hong said, we are very resourceful, not only in terms of the ingredients. In Malaysia, all around the world, like Malaysian, I would say, is very established in language. So when any place of the world we go, we are one of the most preferable nation in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
Chef Chen, that's
we take up this point as a positive point, and we work on it. Definitely, we will survive and we'll go stronger and stronger.
Wow, love it. I love it. I
Yes.
think it's very. I totally agree. What Chef Chen said. Teaching is learning.
Yes.
And we have to be able to come together on a platform and contribute all the expertise and skills, so that the future generation will be able to be equipped, with all the various skills, plus the technology implementation when we have
And
in the
the
future.
right concept,
I mean, Malaysia can be really at the top, right? But okay, before we end our session, I'd like our speakers to share two things, two important tips that you would like to share with the industry on how do you think that we can actually implement it in the culinary area, so that we can actually be way ahead of what we are expected to be, globally, of course, regionally and globally. So let's start with Dr. Ringo. Two tips, two things that you want to share.
Yeah, the
on
first thing
culinary.
is that don't forget about our own family. Malaysia, we have a very unique family. We are multicultural, multi-racist. I think this is very important. We take all the strong and the best, then put into the pot. I believe no other country can do it.
Right.
Yes.
That is the first one.
Right.
I can cook tempoyak, very nice. Tempoyak, a lot of people don't know what is it about. Actually, it's fermented durian and cooked with a lot of things.
With the button fish.
Very nice. That's one thing.
Okay.
Secondly, we are the people here. The people is important.
Yes.
The people here is important. I believe we can do great things. So don't be afraid, challenge it, face it. That's my tips.
Wow, good. Thank you so much, Dr. Ringo, for your tips. Let's move on to Chef Hong. What are your two top tips for the culinary sector?
For two things I want to say is, first, of course, how to say, nowadays, because just now we have mentioned that because all the situation is all different already. So I think online is one of the way that we have to do it in F&B line. But only online is not enough. So we have to learn how to OMO. That means it's online to offline.
Okay.
Online to offline. Then how to combine? We can say online merge offline. Then work up together.
Right.
This is the one thing that nowadays I think F&B
Yeah,
line
complement
we
each
have to
other.
do it. As I just now mentioned that we have to integrate all the resources.
Right.
Okay. Second thing is in F&B line, no matter there's an owner or chef, so we have to we cannot afraid to learn. We have to learn more about this industry. So that is always I say that we will never lose.
Right.
Okay, we are only either win or we learn. This is
Win
what
or learn. Wow,
Yes.
wow. That is a nice one. Win or learn, right? So culinary guys out there, that's what you need to remember. So there's no win or lose. It's win or learn, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. And what about Chef Chen? 2 tips.
The tips from me, of course, definitely, because now I'm in the education line. So sharing is definitely, and be patient. I mean, there's a lot of time that we may lose a patient because time going fast. So be patient and share the best of you. And the second thing is don't set a border. Take out your border and share with everyone who are passionate, everyone who have passionate and have demand, and they have a vision. So we create all this. First, share and be patient and do the right concept, and don't set a border, don't set the boundary and so on. Share without a border, and to everyone and anyone, like what Chef Ringo said, we pick up the best of everyone and put it together. Definitely, we are always in the best side, right? So wish everyone the best.
Wow. Wow, so very powerful tips and sharings and insights. So we've come to the end of culinary session. We'd like to thank our speakers, Dr. Ringo, Chef Hong, and Chef Chen, for sharing their insights with us on Hospitality Asia Channel. Look out for our next session on the bars segment, and we will see you again then. Stay tuned.